All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. In today's video, we're going to be talking about drug testing in the World's Strongest Man competition. So for those of you that don't know, the World's Strongest Man competition is an annual competition that has been running since 1977 that is essentially a showdown of all the strongest men in the world competing in various feats of strength to determine who is the strongest man in the world based on these feats of strength and criteria. Now, the current reigning World's Strongest Man is Hafthor Julius Bjornsson, better known as the Mountain from Game of Thrones. Now, recently, ESPN published an article about Hafthor Bjornsson admitting to using steroids back in 2017 to compete in these strongman competitions. This raised a lot of controversy, even though it was an old story that ESPN just published this week in 2019. It has a lot of people talking about the fact that Hafthor Bjornsson admitting to steroid use for these World's Strongest Man competitions. And to the mainstream general public, I think a lot of people don't really understand that the majority of these guys competing are using some type of performance-enhancing drugs. Now, in the article by ESPN, they mentioned that the World's Strongest Man competition does have an official rule set about drug testing and drug use in the sport. So I did some research and I found that rule set for you guys, and I'm going to show you the exact policy that the World's Strongest Man has on their website for PEDs and drug use. Now, this wellness information is actually a very vague and very brief portion of their website, but this is what it says. We are committed to ensuring that all World's Strongest Man competitors compete fairly and safely, with the health of our contestants of paramount importance. Our wellness program provides a physical examination and blood screening for each participant prior to the start of the competition, with the aim of identifying issues before they develop into potential illness and/or injury. This compulsory procedure, carried out by our on-site medical staff, includes echocardiograms and cardiac MRIs where necessary, as well as routine urine tests to detect the use of certain illegal substances. The use of performance-enhancing drugs is strictly forbidden, period. Any competitor found to have an illegal substance in their system will be immediately disqualified from the competition. In addition, we implemented an independent equipment safety checking system in order to safeguard our participants wherever possible. So that ESPN article was correct in stating that the World's Strongest Man competition does ban the use of PEDs. And Hafthor Bjornsson did admit to the use of PEDs. So the question at hand is, should the World's Strongest Man be drug tested? Does that really matter? Now, the most noteworthy example of them actually following through with this drug testing policy goes all the way back to 2004, where Mariusz Pudzianowski was disqualified from the 2004 World's Strongest Man competition because he failed the drug test that year. The official statement from the IFSA is as follows. A disqualification of Mr. Pudzianowski's results in the World's Strongest Man 2004 include the forfeiture of all prize money, ranking points, and associated recognition, and B, a 1-year suspension from competition. The official statement also noted the athlete has agreed to enter a rehabilitation program administered by the IFSA's holding medical team that starts the 20th of November 2004. And then this article goes on to link the official link of all the information from this disqualification on ironmind.com, but that website or that page is no longer up. Now, that disqualification was actually a very big deal because Mariusz Pudzianowski won the World's Strongest Man competition more times than any other competitor, winning it a total of 5 times in 2002, 3, 5, 7, and 8. So 2004 was right in the middle of his World's Strongest Man title reign, so he probably would have won that competition as well, making him a 6-time winner. So that is the most recent example that I could find of someone actually being disqualified for failing that drug test. And because the original website that hosted that article is now down, I couldn't find the actual substance that Mariusz Pudzianowski was in violation of. But based on the speculation that I saw in the forums, and again, this is just speculation in the forums, this is not officially what he tested positive for, they were saying it was recreational drugs or narcotics and not even performance-enhancing drugs. But again, that's just speculation on the forums. So the question at hand is, should they be actively testing all these World's Strongest Man competitors or the winners or whatever, or do they just have this policy for face value, to save face with the mainstream and to have an official statement on their website saying, hey, we're against drug use, just to kind of prevent, that kind of blowback from the mainstream? And now this article by ESPN has kind of drawn attention from the mainstream to a competitor, the reigning World's Strongest Man winner, Hafthor Bjornsson, admitting to using steroids. So now a lot of people are questioning this policy. So my opinion is this, and a lot of you guys might be surprised by my opinion because I'm such a big proponent of natural bodybuilding, but my opinion is in the World's Strongest Man competition, they should not be drug tested for performance-enhancing drugs. I think they should be allowed to use it. And here's the reason why. The competition is to find the strongest man in the world. That's what this competition is. Not the strongest natural man in the world, the strongest man in the world. And the fact of the matter is, whether people want to admit it or not, there's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people out there that are using steroids and performance-enhancing drugs. That's just a fact. So if they drug tested the world's strongest man, and these people were not allowed to use performance-enhancing drugs, and the winner of the world's strongest man was natural, then he would not truly be the strongest man in the world. That's just the fact of the matter. There would be somebody out there stronger than him that's using performance-enhancing drugs. And I think as a spectacle and as a show and as a competition, people want to see things that normal people can't do. They want to see extraordinary feats of strength, and they want to see the strongest man in the world be the strongest man in the world and lift 1,000 pounds, pull a truck, pull an airplane, do crazy, extraordinary things that someone who is natural or not using these drugs could not do. So my opinion is, if you want a true World's Strongest Man competition where you are truly trying to find the strongest man in the world, no matter how they got that strong, you want the winner to be the strongest man in the world, you can't drug test these competitions. That's my opinion. Now, I know the people in favor of drug testing are going to say for health, for safety, for legality purposes. But again, this is the World's Strongest Man title, not the natural World's Strongest Man title. They're looking for the strongest man in the world, period. Now, I've got a poll up on my channel right now. Should the World's Strongest Man be drug tested? It's currently at 30% yes, it should be drug tested. And the vast majority, 70%, say no, it should not be drug tested. So I encourage you to go over there and vote if you have not voted already, or share your opinion in the comment section below. Do you think the World's Strongest Man should be drug tested? And do you think Hafthor Bjornsson should be the subject of this massive criticism for admitting to steroid use? Again, he never claimed to be natural. So he's not a fake natty or anything like that. He came out and openly admitted it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And please subscribe to this channel if you have not already for more content just like this. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.